Hello friends and welcome to Average Classes. Okay, so today we are going to discuss some buoyancy numericals. Okay, so we'll start from the easier one. See, in the first question you have two balls. Okay, one is made up of aluminium, one is made up of copper. All the three numericals what you are seeing now, there we are trying to understand where the buoyancy force will be more, where it will be less, or whether it will be same. That is our main motto of these three questions. Okay, we are going to determine where what happens to the buoyancy force. Okay, in the first case the material is different. Because the material is different, so density of aluminium and density of copper, so both the materials have two different density. Okay, but their shape is same and both are at the same depth from the free surface of the liquid. This is the free surface of the liquid. So what happens to the buoyancy? Where the buoyancy will be more, that is the question. That is force of buoyancy is more. Remember, the force of buoyancy, Fb is nothing but the density of fluid multiply G multiply the volume displaced. Multiply the volume displaced by the body. Okay. So here what they say, same size. Okay, that means volume same. Density of fluid, yes sir, fluid is the same only. Is there any mention about density of the body? No. So regardless of whatever the body you have used, the force of buoyancy in aluminium and the force of buoyancy in copper will be same. So what here they will be having same buoyancy force, because your force of buoyancy only depends on the density of fluid and the volume displaced. Same volume, same density of liquid. So what? The buoyancy force is also same. Very good. Okay, try to understand. Simple is no different. See, here you have a cube. This is a cube. Then you have a sphere. Okay, that means what? In this case, I have two different shapes of same material. Two different shapes of same material which are having same volume. The volume of cube is also equal to the volume of sphere. That is what given in question. Okay, and they are having same material and they are at a depth h from the free surface of the liquid. So depth is same, okay, and volume is same. So again, this is your same fluid, density of fluid. So what will happen to the buoyancy force in both the case? Sir, the buoyancy force here also it will be same. So buoyancy force doesn't depend on the what material you are using, neither it is depending on the which shape you are using, unless the volume of both are same. Now we have third case. Here we have same material, iron only. Okay, this, but first sphere is at a distance of h1 from the free surface and the second one is at a depth of h2 from the free surface. Same material, same volume, only depth change. So what happens to buoyancy? Again, see, is your force of buoyancy dependent upon the depth? Is there anywhere h1, h2 you are finding here? No. So force of buoyancy is independent of the depth from the free surface where your material is, as long as their volume are same. Here also, this volume and its volume are same. So force of buoyancy is again going to be same. So we came to know that irrespective of the depth, irrespective of the shape, irrespective of the type of material, as long as the volume displaced and the density of fluid are not changing, your force of buoyancy is going to be same. AEE PSU's question. This is gate नहीं आपने कुछ ठीक है, note it down. Let us analyze. Okay, let us analyze little tricky but interesting questions. ठीक है, okay, easy, don't worry. A 200 kg granite rock. So you have a big rock. Okay, there is some rock here. What is the weight of this rock? Sir, the weight of this rock is 200 kg in air. The weight of this rock is 200 kg in air. Okay, what you have done is, now you have dropped it in the water. You have dropped this in the water. Okay, you have dropped this particular granite in the water. So what they are asking is, now some of you are superhero. What you did? You dived into the water. Okay, पूरा टुक करके you dived into the water to lift this granite. The question is, how much force the man needs to lift the rock? That is the question. Means what, sir? Simply it is asking the what? What it is asking? Sir, it is asking the apparent weight. It's asking the apparent weight required to lift the water. Simple. So first you calculate what is the weight of the rock. weight of the rock. Sir, weight equal to mass into gravity. Mass is 200 kg. Acceleration due to gravity is 9.81 meter per second square. How much you got? 1981. 1962 Newton. This is the weight of the rock in air. Okay. Now you need to calculate what is the buoyancy force. Sir, formula for buoyancy force is rho f g into the volume displaced. Let us assume density of the fluid is water is 1000. G is 9.81. But how will calculate volume? Very simple. What is volume? Sir, density equal to mass per volume. So volume equal to mass per density. Volume is the mass per density. Very good. What is rho f? Sir, 1000 multiply G 9.81. Volume is mass by density. Mass 200. Density is given 2700. So now you can calculate what is the buoyant force. Which use your gate virtual calci only. 9810 multiplied by 200 divided by 2700. Okay. I am getting an answer of buoyancy force 726.67 Newton. Tell me whether you are getting this or not. Okay. So then what is the apparent weight of the rock inside the liquid? Sir, the apparent weight is how much? How much, Baba? Sir, apparent weight is the weight in air, weight of the rock in air minus the buoyancy force, that is upthrust, minus the buoyancy force of upthrust, that is 1962 minus 726.67. How much answer you are getting? Come on, tell me the answer. Are you getting 1235? Nearly 1234. 1234 Newton is the answer. Very, very good. Simple, quite easily done. But let us say I have applied some trick here. I'll ask now whether the man can lift this. Whether the man who has gone that side, who has dived into the sea and dived into the water and trying to lift, can he generate 1234 Newton? Or what is the condition for that? Let's go for it. You know the mass into gravity is 1234 Newton. Calculate mass. How much mass? 1234 by 9.81. Do this. Fantastic. Very, very good. Very, very good. Divided by 9.81. I am getting an answer of 125.8 kg. 125.8 kg. So, if this man can lift 125.8 kg in air, then definitely he can lift the rock. Suppose he cannot generate 120, I cannot lift 125 kilo. What you are talking about? So I cannot lift. Maybe a superhuman or a great Kali is required, or someone weightlifter, very high weightlifter is required, who has to dive into this and lift it. So what you will answer? What, suppose in your university exam they have asked, can the man lift the rock? What you will ask? If the man who can lift 125.8 kg in air, that man only can lift the rock from this what? Sea. Okay? Sorry, again I am telling sea. Water. Okay? Got it? But for this question, this is your answer. Done. Very good. Pause the video and note it down. Okay? Noted. Super. Now read the fifth question. Try to read the fifth question. What is given? Sir, you have given a hull of a ship. Okay. So ship ka bottom portion, that is your hull. This has a volume of 180 meter cube. So ship's hull has a volume of 180 meter cube. Very good. Now the total mass of the boat when empty is 85560 is given. Empty boat volume is given, mass is given. How much load this boat can carry without sinking if it is going in a lake water, or second it's going in sea water? That is the question. Very tricky, interesting question. Maza aa raha hai nahi? Are you enjoying? Good numericals, right? Today disturbance is very late. I am already shooting this video late in the night and still we have some disturbance in outside. Okay. We have too much population, too much of vehicles and all, so they will be going only. I cannot control the vehicle sound in your background. Okay. So the hull of a boat has a volume. Volume of boat is given. Volume of your boat. How much? Sir, 180 meter cube. Superb. Very good. The total mass of the boat is given. So I need weight of the boat. Directly I write weight of the boat. W boat is 8560 kg multiply 9.81. Okay. Again, what you will use? Sir, we will use the gate virtual calci. 8560 multiply 9.81. So how much I got? I got something around 83,973.6 Newton. Okay. This much is the weight of the boat. Now I know the volume. So what is the buoyancy force? What will be the buoyancy force? Sir, buoyancy force is density of fluid multiply G multiply the volume displaced. Multiply the volume displaced. So when the buoyancy force will be maximum? When the displaced volume is maximum. So when the displaced volume is maximum, when the total hull of the ship, your total hull of the ship, see this is your ship, let us say. This is the total hull of the ship. So when the total hull of the ship is inside the water, then your buoyancy force will be maximum. I am considering for maximum buoyancy force because they asked how much is the boat can carry without sinking. So I am going for the maximum buoyancy force. Okay. The boat can sink like this also. Sorry, the boat may float with this, but I am taking the maximum volume. Like total hull of the ship is inside the water. Okay. So what will be the force of buoyancy in sea water? Sir, sea water density is not given. Given. See, specific gravity is 1.03. So what will be your density of sea water? Sir, specific gravity of sea water multiply density of water. So that is 1030 kg per meter cube. Superb. Very, very good. Now volume. What is the volume displaced? The volume displaced will be same only 180 meter cube. You are taking the maximum volume displaced. Now again take your calculation solve. 1030 multiply 9.81. Multiply 180. How much you are getting? I am getting 18,774 Newton. This is how much I am getting. Buoyancy offered by the force of buoyancy offered by the sea water. Okay. Now let us calculate what is the force of buoyancy offered by your lake water. Lake is fresh river water. What is the density we are taking? Sir, 1000 C density of fluid. Here density of fluid is sea water. In this case density of fluid is water. Multiply 9.81. Sir, volume. Volume displaced whether in sea, whether in river, we are assuming that total volume it is displacing. Because we need to go for maximum buoyancy force. Okay? So calculate 9810 multiply 180. Yes. So what did you get, sir? 1765800 Newton. This much is the force of buoyancy that is lake is showing. That means what? Arey Baba, let us discuss this, or let us discuss this. This much portion is inside your. This much portion is inside the. This much portion is completely inside the fluid. Superb. Weight vertically acting downward. How much is the weight acting? Sir, weight acting is nearly 83,973.6 Newton. In the first case, what is the buoyancy force? Buoyancy force is acting upward. So that's why, because the buoyancy force in both the cases are more, so the ship is not sinking, it is still floating. So how much is the difference more? If that much, the maximum load it can take. The maximum load it can take is the buoyancy force minus the weight of the ship. Okay. So now let us find what is the maximum load they have asked. So weight maximum in seawater. How much maximum weight it can take in seawater? What is the buoyancy? Sir, 1818774 minus what is the weight of the ship? 83,973.6 Newton. So how much you got weight of the sea? How much you got weight of the sea, Baba? 1818774 minus 83,973.6. So my answer I am getting is 1734800.4 Newton I am getting. But they are asking load. See, normally load is in terms of kg, kilogram. So divide weight. So what is the mass? Divide by, sir, we'll divide with g, gravity, acceleration due to gravity. If you divide it with acceleration due to gravity, you will get 1,76,840 kg. So this much extra load it can take in sea water without sinking. How much? 1,76,840 kg. Okay, I'm erasing the question number 4. Okay, so now we need to calculate what? How much weight it can take in river water. Same, go ahead. Find your maximum weight, max in your lake. How much? Sir, force of buoyancy in lake minus the weight of your what? Ship. Sir, force of buoyancy in lake is how much? 17,65,800. 17,65,800 minus how much weight? 83,973.6. So how much we are getting? Minus 17,65,800 minus 83,973.6. So how much weight I am getting? 81826.4. Then what will be the mass? Maximum mass it can take in lake is divided by 9.81. Divided by 9.81. So 1,71,440 kg kilogram it can extra take in which water? In lake water. So what you understand from here? 1,76,840, 1,71,440. That means in sea water the same ship can take 5,000 kilogram extra load compared to the same ship traveling in your lake water because in the difference of density, because the difference in density. See, if suppose your ship moves from a sea water to a river water, it will sink more, remember. But here we have taken an assumption that both the cases, the displaced volume by the hull is same. Okay, 180 total, what is 180 meter cube we have took it. So I hope you understood this numerical. It is interesting one. Okay. Any doubts or any more such kind of numerical you want me to do? Please type that numerical in the comment section itself or send a screenshot in the comment section. Okay. So now let's consider this problem. What it has given? Same an iceberg problem. So they are telling that the 90% of your iceberg. Okay, this is your question number 6. So you have some 90% of your iceberg is inside. This is 90% they are telling. Okay, so that means outside how much of the iceberg you have? Only 10% of is outside. Okay, the volume you got it is below the surface. Okay, for sea water is this much. Then what is the average density of iceberg? Very easy question. Okay, what was your formula? Sir, we have the formula volume of submerged portion upon volume of total portion of the body is equal to density of the average body divided by the density of fluid. See, very easy question. This already they gave ki 90% is submerged, means 0.9. Density average body they are asking you to find upon density of the fluid. What is the density of fluid? Given 1025. So what is your average density of body you got then? Sir, average density of body is 1025 multiply 0.9. 1025 multiply 0.9. How much you got? I got 922.5 kg per meter cube. 922.5 kg per meter cube. Halwa, very simple question. Okay, go ahead, solve this. Done? Good. So now let us go for your question number 7. Read the question number 7. What did they say? You have a spherical body. Okay, sir. We have a spherical body. What is the diameter? Sir, 20 centimeter is given. Pay attention to the unit. It is 20 centimeter. It is not meter. Okay, 20 centimeter dia is given. Its density also given. what is the percentage error associated with neglecting air buoyancy? See, normally I'll ask, someone asks, what is your weight? I'll say, sir, my weight is, let us say, 80 kilo, mass is 80 kilo into G, let us say 10, 800. But buoyancy also acting, air also is acting some buoyancy force, that we are neglecting all the time. In this question, they are asking, what is the percentage error if you will neglect a buoyancy force? Okay, chalo, we'll calculate. Superb. What is the dia? So dia D is given 0.2 meter. Okay, so what will be your volume of your sphere? What is the formula? Sir, volume of a sphere formula is 4 by 3 pi r cube. Acha, but here the diameter is given. So what? 4 by 3 pi. What is your r? Sir, radius equal to diameter by 2. That is 4 by 3 pi multiply 0.1 whole cube. Okay, 0.2 by 2, 0.1 whole cube. So what you got? 4 by 3 multiply pi multiply 001. Superb. So the volume I am getting is 0.004188 okay meter cube. This is the volume of your sphere. Now they have given your density. If given density, what will be your mass? What will be the mass of your sphere? Sir, density equal to mass by volume. Mass equal to volume multiplied density. That is 0.004188 multiplied density. Sir, 7,800 kg per meter cube is the density. So what we'll do? We'll multiply 7800. So I am getting a mass of 32.67 kg. So what is weight in air? So what is your W1? Okay, what is your W? That is weight in air without considering buoyancy multiply gravity. Weight equal to mass into gravity. M into G. That is 320.51 Newton. Superb. But we are neglecting. We are neglecting the buoyancy effect of air. Now let us take the buoyancy effect of air. So what is force of buoyancy of air? Sir, force of buoyancy is density of fluid multiply G multiply the volume displaced. Multiply the volume displaced. Very, very good. What is density of fluid? Sir, 1000. Nah, all these cases we are taking water. Here what is your fluid? Fluid is air itself. Fluid is air itself. So what is the density of fluid? Sir, 1.2 kg per meter cube. G is 9.81. So volume displaced means volume of the body itself. Volume displaced means volume of the body itself. How much is the volume of body? Sir, already you have calculated, sir. See in the top. Arey wah. You guys have become smart. Sir, we are born smart. 0.004188. So with air, how much is the buoyancy of the air? How much is the buoyancy of air which we are neglecting? So I am writing here W with air buoyancy 0.04930136 Newton. So this much portion which is your buoyancy we are constantly neglecting. We are constantly neglecting your this much buoyancy which is who is giving this much? Who is giving? Sir, air is giving. Super. Very, very good. Okay. So if you are neglecting this much portion, so now what is your new weight you got? Sir, new weight will be W dash. So W dash is nothing but weight in air minus the buoyancy force. अच्छा, minus the buoyancy force. ठीक है, तो minus कर लो भाई. Who is stopping you? Am I stopping you? No, sir. So how much you got? How much you got? I got a value of 320.46 Newton. This is its actual. The body's actual weight is how much? This is the actual weight of the body with considering buoyancy force. Buoyancy always opposite to the body weight. But they are not asking the actual weight. They are asking how much is the percentage error is the question. Percentage error is the question. Okay. So how to calculate percentage error? Sir, the change minus the original. Acha. So therefore the percentage error is given by W prime my W multiply 100. So what is your W dash, sir? W dash is this much, 320.46 minus weight is how much, sir? Weight of the air is 320.51 divided by W dash. What is your W dash? Matlab original. Okay, 46 multiply 100. How much answer you are getting? Fast. See, you have to use your calculus. Virtual calculus. Again and again I am asking you to go for virtual calculus only. In GATE, virtual calculus is very, very important. People struggle. So many questions, wrong answer they write all the time. Okay, because they do not know how to use the virtual calculus. So the answer I am getting is minus 0.0156%. Okay, this much less. See, negative sign indicates we are getting less value. Na? This was our previous value, now our actual value is less than the previous one. That's why we are getting negative. But how much percentage error? Percentage error is 0.0156. Not even 1%, not even 0.1%. It is 0.0156%. Okay? So percentage error is very less. So that's why it is okay if you neglect the buoyancy effect of air. No problem. Okay? Got it? Very, very good. Pause the video, note it down. Pause the video and note it down. Noted? Yare Baba, yes or no? Something you have to say. How would I know otherwise? Are you noting it down? Good. So video should be over. Okay. Now see the next question. Next question is little tricky but interesting. See, they are asking mass, but they have not given the radius also. Okay? So they are asking what is the mass of the cone. So you have a conical shape whose base radius is how much? R. Base radius is R, and which is floating in the liquid. Let us say this liquid is glycerin. The liquid is glycerin, which is having a specific gravity of 1.26. So what will be the density? So density is multiply 1000. 1260 kg per meter cube will be the density of your glycerin. Okay? So it is floating in such a way that 60 centimeter is below the free surface of the glycerin. Okay, this is your free surface of the glycerin, and 30 centimeter is above the free surface of the glycerin. They are asking what is the mass of the cone. Okay, so let us say this problem has come in exam and I have gone blank. I don't know how to solve this equation. Let us assume that I do not know how to solve this equation. Then how would I proceed? I cannot leave this question. This is a 2 mark in GATE question. Okay, I cannot leave this question. So what I'll do? I have remember my sir has told if the body is in floating condition, the buoyancy force is equal to the weight of the body. The weight of the body and the buoyancy force balance with each other. That's why the buoyancy force is equal to weight of the body. So I'll write that first. I'll write FB is equal to weight of the cone. The force of buoyancy is nothing but the weight of the cone. So I know weight of the cone is nothing but mass into gravity. So if I know the buoyancy force, I can calculate the mass of the cone. So I understood. First step clear. Go for the second step. Second step is what? Obviously to calculate the force of buoyancy. How to calculate force of buoyancy, sir? Arey Baba, force of buoyancy is density of fluid multiply G multiply volume displaced multiply volume displaced is equal to mass of the cone into G. Okay. I got it, sir. What you are trying to say? You will cancel G and Z. Yes. Density of fluid is already given 1260 kg per meter cube. But volume displaced, how would I find? Trickier. Okay. See, this volume I do not know. I do not know the base radius. But I need to calculate what is the volume displaced. This much volume displaced I have to calculate. This is the volume inside the fluid. So I have to calculate this much of volume displaced. So what I'll do? I'll use my basic stuff. Sir, total volume minus this volume is equal to volume displaced. Exactly correct. Go for this. So volume displaced is equal to total volume minus volume above minus volume above. So what is the volume of cone ka formula? Sir, cone formula is 1 by 3 pi r square h. What is the volume of your cone? Sir, 1 by 3 pi r square h. Super. Minus here also 1 by 3 pi small r square. Let us say this height is h, this total height is capital H. Okay, so this is h. Oh wow, Take 1 by 3 pi common. 1 by 3 pi common. What you have? 60 plus 30. Sir, 90 centimeter I have. Convert into meter. So, 0.9 r square minus h is how much? 0.3 small r square. Now, how would I do, sir? You only tell me. Nothing is given. How I am supposed to solve this problem? Okay. Very good. Super. What you have to do is, now you have to take r and r one particular what? You have to relation between small r and capital R. How can you find the relation between small r and capital R, sir? I can find by triangle, similarity, by similar triangle. So if you take the similar triangle, 30 upon r is equal to your 90 upon capital R. Yes or no? See, Baba, take equilateral triangle. Take equilateral triangle. If you take or similar triangle, similar triangle. What are these? Similar triangle. If you take the similar triangle, your 30 divided by total 90 is equal to small r by capital R. So this implies small r. Okay, small r equal to capital R by 3, sir. It is very simple. You understood? That is fantastic. So go for it. 1 by 3 pi 0.9 r square minus 0.3 small r, sir, capital R by 3. Oh, so this is your r square upon 9. Now solve this and tell me how much you are getting. So how much you got? I got something around 0.907 r square. This much is the volume displaced I got. Okay, this much is the volume displaced I got. Sir, r square value they have not given. Take care. Yes, r value was how much? I think this was total was 40 centimeter. 40 means this is I think 20 centimeter. Okay, take the value of r as 50 centimeter. Take the value of r as how much? 50 centimeter. Okay, you understood this? Correct, right? So now you got the volume. Okay, 50 centimeter means what? 0.5 meter. So 0.907 multiply 0.5 square. That is how much? So I got the volume around 0.2269 volume meter cube. This much I got the volume. That's it. Now put this here. What is your density of fluid? So density of fluid is given 1260 kg per meter cube. Wow, super. G cancel. Multiply the volume displaced. 0.2269 meter cube is equal to your mass of the cone. So what is the mass of the cone you got? Come on, what is the mass of the cone you got? 2269 multiplied 1260. So the mass of the cone I am getting is 286 kg. 285.88 kg. So this is the total mass of the cone I got. Okay? Understood? Little tricky but easier question. Try to solve this kind of question. Again, if you are having any more doubt, any more question, please write in the comment section. Note it down. We'll solve 1 or 2 more problems for today. Okay? So now let's come to our last 2 problems for the day. Okay? Then we'll wrap. So you have a steel sphere. Okay? What is the density of the steel sphere is given? 7850. And you have given a radius also 500 centimeter. Again, it is given in 50 centimeter. 50 centimeter is given. Okay. Is lowered into a liquid. Liquid specific gravity is also given 0.9. So how they will lower? How you are going to lower? Sir, we are going to lower it with the help of a string. So you have a steel sphere like this. So there is a string and above this you have a weighing balance. Okay, where you are weighing. So in air, this is the condition in air. So there is the tension in the spring is T, which is balanced by weight acting vertically downward. Okay, this is in air. Now what? You have lowered it in a fluid. In a fluid, you do not know how much tension it is going to act now in the fluid. Okay, so now you have lowered it in the string. We are assuming the string to be massless. Now this is the tension T. Yes or no? Yes, sir. How the weight is acting, sir? Weight is acting vertically downward. Plus what is acting here? Plus what is acting? Sir, plus there is a buoyancy force acting on the upward direction as it is in fluid. So they are asking what is the tension in the string before immersing into the liquid? What is the tension in the string after immersion into the liquid? Go ahead, let us solve this problem. See, in the first case, in air, the tension is equal to weight of the fluid itself. The tension is nothing but equal to weight of the fluid. See, summation of vertical force is 0. So this implies T equal to weight. Weight is what, sir? Mass into gravity. Mass means what, sir? Mass equal to density into volume times the gravity. Density how much, sir? Given 7,850 kg per meter. Volume, sir, it is a sphere. Sphere volume is 4 by 3 pi RQ. R is given 50 centimeter. Right, in terms of meter, multiply gravity. Sir, G is 9.81 meter per second square. So what you have to do? Sir, again, what you have to take? Virtual calci. Take your virtual calci. Chalo, go ahead. 4 by 3 multiply pi multiply 0.5. See this cube. Okay, cube of 0.5. 4 by 3 RQ multiply 9.81 multiply 7,850. So I got the tension in the string is 40,321.55 Newton. This is the tension in the spring before immersing. Now we need to find the tension in the string after immersing. So after immersion, what will be this? See, tension and buoyancy force are on the same direction. So T plus buoyancy force is equal to nothing but weight. So this implies tension in the spring is weight minus the buoyancy force. Weight minus the buoyancy force. Weight again, weight is this much. Already you have calculated the weight. How much? Sir, 40,321.55. Buoyancy force formula. Sir, buoyancy force formula, density of fluid multiply G multiply of the volume displaced. Super. 40,321.55. Density of the fluid. So specific gravity is given 0.9. So density is 900 as we will multiply the density of standard liquid, that is water, 1000. 0.9 into 1000 is 900. Multiply G, 9.81 volume. Sir, volume is 4 by 3 pi RQ. 4 by 3 pi RQ. Super. Solve this problem. Data is correct or not, we'll see. Okay. Initial question, the data was in FPS, foot, pound and all. I just gave some random values. So let's see whether this is correct or not. So 900 multiply 9.81 multiply, sorry Baba, 4 by 3 pi RQ. Okay. So multiply 1.33 multiply pi multiply 0.5 cube. That's it. So I am getting how much? I am getting an answer of 40,321.55 minus 4611.3. So what is the total answer you are getting? 40,321. So I got an answer 35,710 Newton. Okay, it's positive, means our values are correct. So what is the tension in the spring after immersing? 35,710. But on the weight, 40,321. So this is your apparent weight. Your apparent weight after immersion is, this tension is nothing but your apparent weight, 35,710 Newton. Remember, upthrust is this value. Upthrust is nothing but this value, that is your force of buoyancy. Okay? Question now you can answer. Upthrust means this. Okay, your what do you call? Apparent weight is 35,000. That is your tension after immersion. Weight in the air was 40,321 Newton. Very good. Pause the video, note it down. Pause the video, note it down. Okay. Now see, we coming to the last question of the day. Question number 10. Now, as I am rubbing this, try solving this. Try. Okay. See, this particular ink what I am using, it has little high viscosity. So I need to use more shear force because Newton's law of viscosity is tau equal to mu du by dy. Okay. More the viscosity, more is the shear required. Isn't it? See, everywhere fluid mechanics is valid. Physics is beautiful. Okay. So the weight of an irregular shaped body in air and water is given. In air the weight is 7,200 Newton. In water, it is 4790 Newton. See, this kind of problem you can expect in your, state government PSC, public sector units, or AE, assistant engineer, assistant executive engineer. This kind of question you will expect there. Okay? So, the weight of the body in air. Question number 10, last question of the day. So, weight in air is how much given? Sir, 7200 Newton. Weight in fluid. How much is given weight in fluid? Sir, it is given 4790 Newton. What they have asked? Average density. They are asking what is the average density of the body. What is density, sir? Density means mass per volume. Super. Do you know mass? No. Do you know volume? No. So we have to solve. How to calculate mass first? Sir, weight equal to, weight in air only you have to take. Okay? Sir, weight equal to m into g. So this implies mass equal to here weight in air upon g. So it is given 7200 divided by weight. Sorry, g is 9.81 Newton. See, unless and otherwise they have mentioned, never take 10. Take 9.81 Newton only. Here, 9.81 meter per second square. 7200 divided by 9.81. How much you are getting? Sir, we are getting 733.99945. Okay, this is kg. This much kg is your mass of the fluid. I got mass. Now I need volume. How to calculate volume? See, the weight in air minus the weight in fluid is what? Sir, it is the loss in weight. So loss in weight is equal to force of buoyancy. Loss in weight equal to force of buoyancy. That's why you have to go theory carefully. So loss in weight is nothing but the force of buoyancy, FB. What is the formula for force of buoyancy? So the force of buoyancy is nothing but density of fluid multiply G multiply the volume displaced. And how much volume it will displace? Or its own volume it will displace. So this implies loss in weight. How much? 7200 minus 4790. Density of fluid given. It is in water. Take the density of water. How much? 1000 multiply G 9.81 times the volume displaced. That we need to calculate. So this implies your volume displaced is nothing but 7200 minus 4790 minus 74790 divided by 9810. So the volume displaced is nothing but 0.24556 meter cube. This much is the volume displaced, which is the volume of the body itself. Now calculate. Mass you got. So mass 733.945 divided by the volume, that is 0.2456. How much is the answer below? So the answer I am getting is 2987.55 kg per meter cube. This is the average. This is your average density of the body. Okay, I hope you understood all these things. So keep practicing, keep learning, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do subscribe. Okay, have a great day ahead.